Hello, my name is Christina Francisco. I was born and raised in the island of Negros. This is an island I love, and I am the first person saddened when issues not favorable to our society occur. This presentation, entitled The Negrense Society, a first quarter update, will highlight the ones I find pressing. The first issue that I would like to emphasize is the increasing rate of teenage violence in Talisay City, Negros Occidental, where I reside now. I was deeply bothered by the incident involving my college student who was violently stabbed by a group of teenagers who are said to be out of school youth. My student, the victim, also has aggressive tendencies due to lack of proper parental guidance, due to absentee parents, a deceased mother, and a jailed father. While one of the perpetrators, the one with the Japanese sounding last name, is also one without proper parental guidance due to absentee parents. His mother is working in Japan, is working too hard to be eligible to take him to Japan. These points justify my conclusion that adults' actions pose a great impact on the minds and behavior of young people who form part in nation building. The second issue I'd like to emphasize is the socio-economic impacts of oyster production in my hometown. This is entitled Oyster, a River Defiler. Filipinos, tourists, love eating oysters. How oysters grow, however, remain a mystery to many people. Oysters feed by extracting algae and other food particles from water. To breathe, one shell of oyster inhales 200 liters of seawater each day. They naturally grow in estuarine bodies of brackish water. There are various areas identified as natural grounds, farming areas, and potential sites of oyster farming in the Philippines. Among these areas are Pangasinan, Bulacan, Cavite, Aklan, Capiz, Iloilo, and Negros Occidental. According to a CIFDAC research, oyster culture in the Philippines began at Hinigaran, Negros Occidental. In a study conducted through a project funded by the Australian Centre for International Agricultural Research, UPB researchers noted that the water samples were positive with fecal coliforms and the shellfish tissue samples were positive with microorganisms. Several groups, such as the Save Hinigaran Environmental Resources Initiatives for the Future, or SHERIF, urge concerned officials and the people to help in the rehabilitation of the river, which is now in a deteriorating state. The water has started to bubble, and bubbles in rivers are signs of stagnation. There are also few mangroves in the river. These are not enough for the biodiversity in the area. People in this town must act now before it is too late. Local government units shall share the responsibility in the management and improvement of water quality within their territorial jurisdictions, according to the Clean Water Act. calls by concerned citizens for action, the LGU officials of Hinigaran have apparently been passive regarding issues with the river. Oyster culture in Hinigaran has not experienced regulatory scrutiny. Construction of oyster farms are haphazard and opportunistic. The pollution, contamination, and stagnation of water in the river obviously needs urgent attention. The government, through the DENR for instance, has to augment number of regulatory staff for proper monitoring and enforcement of laws and regulations. The local government, instead of irrationally fearing examination and assessment, has to welcome opportunities for collaboration with research institutions and oyster producers for sustainable development and biodiversity. Academic institutions conduct socially relevant researches for the common good. The LGU has to coordinate with concerned government agencies and NGOs to start the immediate rehabilitation of Hinigaran River to preserve its socio-economic and historical significance.